Welcome to Signal to Alpha, your essential morning market briefing. I'm Lady Muriel, cutting through the noise to deliver what moves markets today. Let's get you your alpha before the opening bell. Here's your executive summary. Tennessee's 7th District special election poses risks to GOP House control. Ukraine peace negotiations are advancing with Moscow, while Venezuela tensions escalate. A federal probe has launched into alleged Minnesota tax fraud funding terrorist organizations. Congress is expanding lawmaker security measures and vetting Afghan nationals. NATO is considering more aggressive cyber postures against Russia. Senate Republicans face pressure on the filibuster. Now let's dig into the details. Today's focus: high-stakes political developments with immediate market implications. Tennessee's 7th District special election is happening right now, and despite being solidly Republican territory, this race could reshape the House majority and signal momentum heading into 2026 midterms. President Trump and Speaker Johnson blitzed the campaign trail yesterday for what should be a safe Republican seat. Why does this matter for markets? The GOP currently holds just a 219 to 213 majority. One more loss could make governing nearly impossible and increase political uncertainty heading into next year's budget battles and debt ceiling negotiations. Republican nominee Matt Van Epps faces Democrat Afton Bain in a district Trump won by 22 points. But Democrats are energized after recent victories. On the geopolitical front, White House envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow today meeting Vladimir Putin after weekend negotiations produced a 19-point Ukraine peace proposal. This is the most active diplomatic push since the 2022 invasion. Key sticking points remain: territorial concessions, NATO membership, and force reductions. Russia wants Ukraine's military cut to 600,000 from 880,000 troops. Watch energy markets closely as any breakthrough could shift European natural gas dynamics. Simultaneously, tensions with Venezuela are escalating. The Trump administration deployed dozens of bombers and the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier to the region, and deportation flights have been suspended. Trump warned Venezuelan airspace should be considered closed and reportedly gave President Maduro an ultimatum. This comes after controversial strikes against alleged drug traffickers in the Caribbean. Bipartisan congressional oversight is underway following reports of potential rules of engagement violations. Domestically, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent launched a federal probe into explosive allegations that Minnesota tax dollars were diverted to Al-Shabaab terrorists during the previous administration. A Manhattan Institute report uncovered fraud in Medicaid programs where stolen funds reached Somalia through money transfer networks. One confidential source stated, "The largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer." This investigation could have significant implications for state-level program oversight and federal funding mechanisms. On security matters, Congress is quietly advancing expanded protection measures for lawmakers, including a permanent $20,000 monthly security allowance effective yesterday. House leadership from both parties is discussing dedicated security staff authorization following heightened threats. Meanwhile, the Trump administration announced it's actively re-examining all Afghan nationals who entered during the Biden administration after last week's shooting of National Guard members in Washington. Senate Republicans face renewed pressure to eliminate the filibuster after former Attorney General Eric Holder suggested Democrats could expand the Supreme Court if they win a trifecta in 2028. Trump argues ending the filibuster would enable his legislative agenda and prevent government shutdowns, but the move would fundamentally alter Senate dynamics and market predictability. Looking overseas, NATO is considering more aggressive responses to Russian hybrid warfare, potentially including preemptive cyber operations. Admiral Giuseppe Cavo Dragone indicated the alliance may shift from reactive to proactive postures. Russia immediately criticized this as escalatory. Any NATO doctrine shift carries significant defense sector and European security implications. That's your signal to Alpha for today. Subscribe for tomorrow's essential market briefing. Trade smart, stay informed. See you at the opening bell.